will most likely show different looting spots just to make sure that they get into the safe zone.
Yeah, you've got Clueless sort of fanned out around Hacienda. To the south of them, we've got Eyeballers as well taking up a position, and this time the zone is actually going to be a little bit more to the north once again, but this time further east. So yeah, this changes the dynamic quite significantly.
But all these 3 games, and I mean, we saw a great showing as well. I praised Eyeballers the first game as well, but then the other 2 games have been nothing. Oh no, Flamey. He tried to time the nade so he blew up the car. That would have been sick. I mean, I like the try, but
the idea was good or cool, but well, do they know that he's here right now? Because he's going to be on top of Sampula. Could definitely get the drop on him. Now he sprays. So this means that Coyote should be aware, but as he's getting up on the bike, this might be enough here. Yellow needs 1 or 2 more shots to connect, and that's going to be him knocked down, and he does finish him off as well. That is a very frustrating loss to take. Is he in any sort of cover or concealment right now? Will they be able to pick him back up? Looks like Sikora wants to try to go for this with that smoke, but there's a chance that maybe Beamy might be able to pick him off here if the angling is right. I think he's trying to push for it.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely safe in the smokes. It all comes down to if he feels like he can drive there and actually get the pickup. But I mean, if they see him run to him to start to res, they're gonna just pounce even harder. But
they're
yeah,
gonna start popping around through the smoke, I think.
Yeah,
yeah, he's gonna try to go for the grenade here then, the long hand throw. Maybe another smoke goes down. Because they know exactly where the Finns are, not vice versa. However, Molten actually missing a couple of these shots. Very important to connect at the same time. Beamy gets that drop. Coyote, however, with that swift trade, now puts him at a 3 versus 3. But Molten still has a very advantageous position.
Oh, he got that last hit. Yeah, that's so important that he actually knocked one more, which makes it a, I guess, yeah, 2v3. Right now?
Well, at close range, it's a 2v2. But Molten doesn't have the angle to further chime one in, but doesn't even need to be there because Megabane is going to be able to finish Coyote off easily on his own as he continuously pushes on forward. Sampula just backing out of this one. He's going to abandon this and try to play for placements instead. But I'm not sure if Smiley Face are going to let him go. He actually has a vehicle, luckily enough, so he will be able to get out, it seems. But the vehicle is fairly low on HP. If it bounces around a little bit too much, he's going to go up in flames.
Yeah, and I mean, if they start seeing him again and they see the, I mean, sure, it's long range, but they, I mean, it's good.
You need a couple of shots, and that's kind of it.
But yeah,
a tense moment for sure. Now moving forward in the eyes of Cluba Deluxe and his boys. Samurai has been taken down. Not sure when and how, but nonetheless, not sure if they're going to be able to go for a pickup. No, it doesn't seem like it. Samurai gets finished off. That's Putty Curty from Clueless picking up that first one.
They are really split as well. Like, how is Club already in the zone like that without like having, I don't know,
the rest of his team
yeah,
there with him?
They're stuck in their looting spot. It just feels like they hoped that it was going to go to their city, and then it didn't, and now they're so late.
And what's going on here as well, by the way, like he's playing all alone. There's no support. They're actually a little bit disconnected. There's one now coming in from the north, but the other 2 players are so far away from this. Are they going to try to just maintain the high ground control and put rounds down over as like a covering fire sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to find like a pick somewhere. If they get a knock, then he can maybe like get a bit ahead and like put in a nade and finish that off, and they can take it. But for now, I mean, they're just
at close range. You can't do much.
Nah, and they're outside the zone though, so that's what they like. They're just waiting for them to having to push out, and then they can finish them off. So they have one guy close as well. So I mean, I guess they're just waiting for those 3 kills, but it's all about like execution there and who hits the shots first, because you're pretty exposed up top.
Okay, we'll see it. We'll have to see how that rotation goes. Further on.
Eyeballers has a great position as well. So yeah, this is gonna be a slaughter now, because I mean, there's not that much to play. I mean, everyone is gonna fight for Junkyard, and then it's gonna be open fields and already stacked houses.
Yeah, Sparking is doing an excellent job as well in maintaining this pressure over towards Issei, as they're wanting to really make their move right now, but they're effectively getting locked out. He's already got that 1 player knocked down. They have been able to actually peel away behind that ridge line, so that's going to be good for them. Connects a few more shots there with another player, but he too will be able to break that line of sight. But it looks as if Sparking, he's still there. So, I mean, that's going to be a problem for them now. There's still a little bit of space, however, just west of the junkyard, right? Because you've only got Nookie there. He's got 1 or 2 mates with him as well. But then you've also got Eyeballers to the south. So it's all going to be about being able to bypass that area.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now, Ware team, who was in that position that they pushed Isegir towards, they're getting picked off. So Ware team is just saying thank you, ma'am, and takes those 3 points.
Yeah, now they're also shaving off
Yeah.
those same guys, right? You can see they got 3 of them knocked.
Yeah, because they rotated so late, they got into a position where they were open for Ware team, who have heard everything because they've shot. So, I mean, they have all the information. So
yeah, you can see it looks like they actually want to push for this one, at least over towards the opposite hill.
yeah. Ooh, Eyeballers is actually getting pushed as well for their position.
Ooh, Squad needs to be careful. Low HP actually tagged in the helmet there a couple of times, but it's still going to be a 4v2 effectively, as they still have the one man who's bleeding out. YMCA finally get figured out. Sampilar dies over towards the far west. He was the one man trying to place for placement, but simply not going to go down. And here we go, Ware team. Yeah, they're really trying to force this one. And for 3 Danes, 1 Brazilian. Now, how are they going to try to hold this defense together? Because they're only down to 2 players, and they're also under like immense pressure.
Yeah, Snake Eagle's doing what he did in the first game, and he's just staying alive, staying alive.
Oh, a little bit of a reply at least. EC Skew also chiming on in. So they do get a little bit of that revenge.
No.
It's not for free, for sure. Ware team now starting off with 4 players down to 2.
Yeah, they're finishing off the last people here, though, Ware team, so they're actually picking up some kills.
Not too bad. I mean, it could be worse, but could be better. And again, it's about, you know, finishing these engagements with a level of cleanliness.
Yeah. Granite is coming in by Junkyard. They're pretty cleanly as well. So they have quite a good position. They're gonna have to fight against Nuki and those guys for that position, but they're in a favorable position, so they should actually have that team fight, I feel like.
Yeah. Rusk dying to the zone there, by the way, to deny the points, which makes a lot of sense. And again, similar to what we saw in the previous game, this is where things really start ramping up. A little bit slow to start things off, but you can look at that kill feed and see so many players dying left and right. You've got Granite Gaming sort of caught in a bit of a weird crossfire. Tempest also chiming on in. Clib, again, continuously delivering some of that firepower that I feel was... We did see instances of it in the last season, but both for them and Stellar, 2 teams that, you know, we were talking about at the very opening of Season 3, expecting them to bring massive things to the table.
Yep.
And both of them underperformed to the level I think they could bring. So I'm really happy to see that Tempest already have shown a little bit of consistency. The 2nd place in Game 1, the great victory for the last game, and here so far, I mean, they've got all the players alive.
Yeah, they're always in good position, and this is a problem. But look at Eyeballers and Ware team here on the top. Eyeballers got split because one of their compas was not in anymore, and they didn't have. I don't think they had cars to rotate down, so they had to go up instead into Ware team. So they're actually fighting on the top position here to go into towards Junkyard. So it's all about like how if Ware team is ready for this.
And once again, similar to the 2nd map that we got to see, Rehab Bros getting torn up here by the Finns events. See if Krisaka can return the favor in any shape or form, but it doesn't look like he had. Diggory catches him on the flank. Yeah, that's going to be an easy cleanup. Have to be a bit careful though to not overexpose yourself over towards those tops of the hills.
Yeah, they've been staying there quite a lot, but yeah, it's they've been doing a good job and playing the edge game ends though. Like I have to say, like they keep picking up those small frags from people trying to rotate in where they're staying, and they're just like, nope, you're not getting in here.
Hakipolitas also doing a little bit of damage.
Yeah, Hakipolitas is playing really split now though in this like end circle, so it's gonna be really hard for them because they have both the last half of Eyeballers who's in the zone pushing up into those ridge lines. They have Smiley Face on the south side as well, come like with all the teams coming up from above as well, so they're getting really bunched in here.
Yeah, they're playing for this split again, where they have a little bit more map control. But the difficulty is, you know, when a team decides to actually go in and try to take their compound in full force. Now, if we do see that happen soon, which wouldn't surprise me too much, especially not when we have teams like Stellar and Ents, you know, like right off the cusp. So they could very much become a problem for them in the near future, in the next 5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
I would like to actually see them reconsolidate a little bit soon with the next zone shift, to start playing a little bit closer to each other again. They can still maintain either side of that compound to the north or the south, but just make sure that we don't get a repetition of what we saw with Hakipolitas, you know, screwing up in that split when they got pushed off by Tempest, or by Smiley Face, pardon me.
They actually clear off Eyeball, like on the south side, which is great. I feel like they need to keep on going on the south side.
That's similar to what they did in Game 1, when they swept that north side.
So they just need to keep on going. I mean, Felix isn't going to stay alive for that long, I feel like, because Nuki and those guys, they know that he's there. I mean, Ends include, so they're... Oh, that's a dirty shift.
The fact that Granite is still there, they're effectively what's gluing Clueless to this little crevice.
Yeah.
They can't push in towards the west because then chances are that Granite are going to spot them. And then, of course, they've got Ents constantly pushing them. At the same time, though, look here in the bottom right. You've got Tomil and the rest of his squad fighting it out right now with Who Are You, and they've taken a really good advantage. However, Hakipolitas chime on in. Ents as well starting to do that damage. They pick off Pixel. Rustanmar doing some great damage, having a lot of impact now in how this game is potentially going to play out, because they're at full manpower. They've got 8 kills to their name. And, I mean, they're still here in a position to keep applying that pressure to Clueless. And if they could sweep them up, then they could push in, take that position, and then further challenge Granite.
Yeah, it's a huge blow to actually, or a huge pickup for them to get Pixel there, Ensign. I mean, now they need to, like you said, they need to focus on Clueless and make sure that they get, like, the small, I mean, just get into the zone. Just win that fight and get into the zone. Even if it's just barely, then they can start fight again. But, yeah. They still want to pick up those like stragglers because it's still like 3 points that they can just get.
Yeah, they're up to 10 kills now. Granted, if Rip doesn't get picked up. No, never mind. I think it was just like straight up a finish. Rustamar on his own with 5 kills, and there you go, double digits for the Finns.
Yeah, and this is a bit of a thing with Hakipolitas as well. Oh, that is a great
potential for a grenade. Never mind. Twite says good night. Leave me alone. Klubba as well, tearing into the remaining teammates.
This is good for them. They need to be quite aggressive here. Like they need this position and they need it fast.
Yeah, but still, Clueless. I think the fact that they're feeling anchored by the Ents, but right behind them, that's what stopped them from pushing into Klubba right now. So effectively, it's become like a layer cake where no one's really moving too much except for Ents, who are currently pushing Clueless slowly and steadily over towards the Swedes. But at some point, you know, they're going to be forced to clash.
Yeah.
And that could be another trigger for Ents to just jump on that engagement.
The thing is that Ents has, like we said, they've gotten inside now. They don't have to push further towards Clueless. They just want to stay and keep Tempest out of the...
With 20 seconds to go before the zone pushes on in, and this could be enough where Hakipolitas have stalled out Smiley Face, enough where they can just disengage from this and then potentially even get some free kills.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, looks
Tempest and Ents as well, popping off.
Oh man, what's going on here? Clueless looking to finish off Granite. Smiley Face do get torn apart there eventually by Hakipolitas, leaving us down to 17. Still, Granite somehow not wiped out yet with all these rounds being put through smoke there. Finally, it goes down. Unfortunate for them. Not the best finish for them still. So this first week, man, it's been rough for them.
Yeah, and Ents and Tempest is still fighting there on the east side. And I mean, I believe Hakipolitas hears this, and they're just taking a better and better position each time. And yeah, it's going to be a slaughter for them, like, trying to get in, because they don't have that much to contend with because of where Hakipolitas has positioned them.
Yeah, exactly. They've got this central position. They're in such a good spot. And still, though, for this engagement, remember, they lost Pixel early on. He was a massive level of firepower that he brought to the team, and with him gone, it's up to the rest of the guys, but Clib does not disappoint. He's got a 2K already, finishing off the man, picking up the one teammate who was lost by Kuhn replies. 2v2 now, still those double digits, remember that for Ents, so they have a lot of kill points to play with, but Skuiki goes down towards the back, and the question is now, does Kuhn want to come back here and try to get a confirmed kill on the man he knows is knocked down? It looks like he wants to dive on it, but pressure still being applied. Tomil dives to the zone, Wookie still on his feet, but Kuhn needs to be careful because now he starts getting shot in the back here by He-Man, and who finishes him off. Ents go out in 6th place, and even so, immediately to follow suit, Wookie dies as well.
Well, yeah, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And now they have the whole zone for themselves. I mean, they have one team camping in a shack, basically, or like a compound, where Patrick knows this because that's where him and He-Man was staying for like a whole zone without getting any kills at all while they were winning the game last season. But I mean, Insecure has also been able to stay alive with one person as well. That's like there's recipe for success in coming.
So that they were like got super lucky with it, but they kept moving in a really good tempo to make sure they weren't ever in a bad position for it. And I mean, this puts them in the position that they're in right now. But still, though, not out of the woods. Cody Purdy is going to get that first knock on towards Trikio. And the question is if they have one close enough to go for that pickoff. I think that's going to be He-Man who's closest enough to potentially go for the save. If Trikio can get behind any of these hills.
Yeah, Sillers actually picks off Purdy Curdy when they try to rotate because of the knock, which opens up for the res on Trickio. So you got a knock. Let's stay alive.
Is it more so they're hoping the other remaining teams are going to try to like shave off players from Hackabilitas and then they can come in as a third or fourth party?
Yeah, just find some kind of angle. But
Right.
the thing is, because they're so spread out, they're just getting like they have all the vision from everyone. And yeah, Izakiri is getting. Oh, hello.
G-Tone, yeah, he's not in a good position. Does go down there finally. That's Izakiri out in 4th place. So snaking did work out a little bit at least.
Yeah, I mean he's still alive. So I mean he got himself a top 3 because of it.
You can see that Trickio starting to get a little bit closer now. He wants to close that gap, assist his teammate. Couple of flashbangs actually coming on now. Yeah, but this is going to be a 2 swing. He should be able to close this one. And there it is. They finish off Clueless. That's the double digits now for Hackabilitas. It's a 4v2.
Oh, that is a bad position to be in, my friend. He-Man is most... Hello? Okay. Hello?
Messy. Maybe that's like the stress of like they're so close to winning.
Yeah.
Silas is going to bleed out though, so that's 1 man down. So now they've equalized things. A 3 versus 2. Still doing the favor of Hackabilitas, and they also have the high ground position. But again, He-Man gets tagged up heavily.
This is what I mean. Like, everything is a 1v1. Like, so you need to hit your shots, and if you don't exactly hit them perfectly, this is what like you set yourself up for getting knocked from different positions. But now, yeah, Trickio is on the point, so they have to push into them. So they should have this safe and sound.
Yeah, a couple of grenades going out, flashbangs and HEs, whatever they have. Patrick's now finding the composite to push up, spots both of them. Doesn't get that kill secure, but the second one, the repeat, does make the magic happen. And now the follow-up should be there in place for the rest of the boys, and there it is.
Yep.
So, a 12-kill game to close things out here. Hackabilitas pick up another victory after 2 very unshapely games, if I could say so myself.
Yeah, it was...